Have you ever seen a painting made entirely of dots? Well, we're going to try this today. Take a look at some of these examples. Here is the learning goal. I can use repetition to create interest in my art. What is repetition? Artists use repetition all the time when they repeat the same shape, line, color, or design over and over to create an interesting effect. Today's dot painting project came from one of our very own first grade students, Zoe. She's using a paper towel and a marker and coloring in all the dots inside the texture of the paper towel. That got me thinking about how we could create a dot painting together. Option number 1 is using a paper towel like Zoe did. Stay tuned to the end of the video so you can see option number 2 and option number 3. Look closely at your paper towel and see if you can find a dot pattern inside the material. If you don't see one there, you can also try a napkin, or even some toilet paper has some textured patterns. Check them all out and see what you would like to work with. Then I'm picking a color of marker and I'm staying on a series of lines. You can decide which lines you want to color and then when do you want to change colors. It's all up to you. It's going to turn out really cool no matter what you decide. I'm just tapping gently with my marker and it's quickly absorbing into the paper towel. Dot, dot, dot. I don't have to draw any circles. It absorbs so fast, but you also might want to put something underneath your paper towel because my markers started leaking through and staining my countertop. So let's put paper underneath to protect your parents' counters. I'm trying to use the same colors more than once, so I have repetition of color, repetition of line, and repetition of dots. Sometimes the hardest part with this project is knowing when to quit. How do you know when you're finished? If there's no boring places on your picture, you can stop now. Are you ready to hear about option 2? Option 2 is using a coffee filter to do your drawing. This is really cool, so ask your parents if they have a filter that you can use. You can flatten it with your hands and start tracing a few different size circles on top of the coffee filter. I'm finding one that's rather large, and then I'll put a medium-sized one and a smaller one using caps and lids of things. You can trace it with a marker or with a pencil. We're going to go over those lines later with dots. I'm getting out all the markers I plan on using and having them ready for my dot art. The great thing about coffee filters is you only need to tap gently the marker to the filter and it just immediately sucks the color out of the marker and starts absorbing into the paper. So you don't need to press for very long and you don't need to draw a little circle. Just tap it gently to the filter and see what happens. Now I'm making up a design that fills in my circles, changing colors as often as I would like. There are no dots on the coffee filter, so it's a little different than using the paper towels. You get to make up where the lines will go and where the dots will be placed, and it's all up to you. You're not really following along with any sort of pattern. It looks best not to have any solid lines, so let's go over those circles that you drew with dotted lines so it matches the dotted pattern of the entire picture. I'm trying to create some balance, so if I put orange on one side, I'm matching it with orange on the other side. And if I put blue on the top, I'm going to match it with blue on the bottom to try to keep a balance in my picture. Option number 3 are for students who may not have markers at home. You can do this whole project in black and white. Just use a regular piece of paper and trace a circle. Create an interesting design within that circle and use pencil for white dots and black crayon for the black dots. Here's mine. Now it's time to show me your dot art. See if you can find a paper towel with some pattern or a coffee filter and see what kind of dots you can create with your markers or materials at home.